Okay, students, welcome again in our class. So, as usual, I am again present in front of you with a new chapter, or rather, with a new topic, that is powers of president, powers of prime minister, then powers of parliament, composition of that council of ministers that we have discussed. So some of the pet one mark questions I want to discuss today before starting the topic. See, in the parliament we discussed there are two houses. Then their numbers, these numbers are being asked frequently. So right now, if we say in Lok Sabha members are 543, and in Lok Sabha, in place of 250, current number, that is 245. So out of that, 233 members are from all the states and union territories, and then 12 members are nominated by the president of our country from the different fields, like from the Bollywood also, or from sports. Also, some people, those who are having prominent work or prominent services, they are being nominated in the Rajya Sabha as a member of parliament, that is MP or member of Rajya Sabha. Then about the age or eligibility of age for various purposes, that is for taking or for getting the voting rights. For getting voting rights under universal adult franchise in our country, that age is 18 years. So that age is 18 years, and for contesting in the elections, for contesting in the election for Lok Sabha and for Vidhan Sabha, the age limit is 25 years. Then comes to become a member of Rajya Sabha. To become a member of Rajya Sabha, so that age is 30 years. And to become or to contest in the elections of president, that age is 35 years. Okay, so this is very important. And one more thing about the Rajya Sabha. As I said, Lok Sabha is Lok Sabha is temporary house and Rajya Sabha is permanent house. So in this, 1/3 member Rajya Sabha, 1/3 members are changed every after 2 years. Correct? So that is very important, and these questions are being frequently asked in the any of the exam or even test. Now comes about the president. We know that in our country, parliamentary form of government system is adopted. So prime minister in our country, prime minister is the head of government, but president is the head of the state. So in this system, the president is having nominal power. Our president is having nominal power. Nominal means in Hindi we can say naam matra ki power. Signatory, that president is a signatory authority for signing purpose, means everything is done in the name of president, that we will discuss in detail. So in this case, we can say the president is having nominal power. So our president is just like a Queen of Britain, whose functions are at large extent ceremonial. Ceremonial in the sense, sometimes only they are being asked in that case. So उनकी powers just that अपने president की power कैसी है, हमारे ब्रिटेन की जो क्वीन है उसकी तरह है, जो कि कभी कभी उनका फंक्शंस देखा जाता है. Then no doubt president supervise, these are the different powers of president in our country. So president supervise overall functioning of all the political institution in the country. Means whatever the political institutions are there, president is supervising overall functioning of these institutions. So in that case, it is very much ensured that everything should be in harmonious manner. इन सभी चीजें अच्छे ढंग से, भाईचारे से और बिल्कुल अच्छे माहौल में खत्म होनी चाहिए. इन दैट केस ही इज सुपरवाइजिंग एवरीथिंग. In that election of president, we should know that president is not directly elected by the people in our country, because our country is a parliamentary form of government. We will discuss later on what is the parliamentary form of government and what is presidential form of government. So elected members of parliament, that is MPs, and all the elected members of legislative assembly, which we can say MLAs, all the MPs and MLAs, they are electing the president. So there is one electoral college, in that only these elections are being held, and all the MPs and MLAs, they are participating in these elections. So any candidate who is wishing to contest in the presidential elections, they need to get again majority of votes. Means सबसे ज़्यादा जिनको वोट मिलेंगे, as usual, he will be winning candidate and he will become the president. So in that case, the elections are being held in this way in the electoral college, and these are not directly, you can say, elected. The president is not elected by directly by the people. So in the case of powers, so powers की बात करें तो then mostly it is seen that in constitution powers are given to president as it is everything, or all the powers lies in the hands of president, as if, but practically these powers president is using on the advice of prime minister and its council of ministers. So in this way, all the governmental activities, these are the powers, all the governmental activities take place in the name of president only. That means कोई भी गवर्नमेंट की एक्टिविटी होंगी वो प्रेसिडेंट के नाम से ही होती हैं. Then all the laws and major policies, decisions are taken on the name of president. Means if president is signing on any of the policy, that has become an act. So this is the signing authority. But what we can say, जो भी कानून बनाए जाते हैं, जो कानून और मेजर पॉलिसीज के डिसीजन लिए जाते हैं, that are again in the name of president only. All the major appointments, this is very important factor. 1 mark question, 100% it will come from this, you can say, segment. All the appointments, all the appointments that are made in the name of president, or these appointments are, for example, Chief Justice of India, means these are the examples of appointments that is done by president. The Chief Justice of India, all the judges of Supreme Court and even high courts of the states, then even governor of the states, all the Chief Justice of India, all the judges of Supreme Court and even high courts of the states, and the governors of the states, these are also appointed by president. Election commissioners, all the election commissioners are appointed by the president. All the ambassadors, see, in every country, all the countries are having their ambassadors. So in our case, all the ambassadors are also appointed by the president only. All the international treaties and agreements, these are also made in the name of president only. And moreover, the president is the supreme commander of all the 3 forces, or our defense forces, that is Air Force, Navy and Army. So president is the supreme commander of all these defense forces. Then one more thing, we should remember that president exercises all these powers only on the advice of prime minister and that council of ministers. Then president can ask the council of ministers to consider its advice, but if the same advice is given by that council of ministers again, then president has to follow. He is bound to accept that advice. He can send that advice to the council of minister to reconsider, but this is not compulsory that they will change that any sort of decision or even the advice. Then similarly a bill is passed by the parliament. That is a very important factor, that any bill is passed from either of the house, let it be Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha, that finally it is going to president for signing, then only it is made the law. So if president want that there is some problem, so he want that it should be reconsider, or it should be you can say sent back to the same house from where it is originated. But again that house is sending that policy as it is, then there is no other go. President, he has to sign it. He can delay for some time, but again he has to sign that particular bill for making it a law. So this is the system in that making of the law in parliament also. Then again in this condition everyone can think that then what president really do. Mostly these things are or maximum things are on the advice of prime minister and even that council of minister. Then we can think that what does the president really do. So that is also very important, that he can do on his own at all. वो कुछ ऐसा भी कर सकता है. There are some point we can discuss. He can appoint the prime minister. He can appoint the prime minister who is the leader of that party which is getting the majority in the election. So elections में जो पार्टी जिस पार्टी को majority मिलती है उस पार्टी का जो लीडर होता है उस लीडर को ये प्रेसिडेंट वो अपॉइंट करता है एज ए प्राइम मिनिस्टर, न कि किसी और को. ओके, सो इन दिस केस in case there is a coalition government, means that alliance is there, because of nowadays there is a trend that no party is getting clear majority. In that case what happen, that many parties are forming combine that you can say they are coming together and making some coalition, and that government is coalition government. So in that case again president power is coming into the consideration. So president is appointing that leader of coalition party as a prime minister. Suppose in any case no party is able to prove the majority on the floor, then the president can use his or her discretion. What is discretion? वो अपना माइंड यूज कर सकता है, अपना विवेक यूज कर सकता है कि टू whom I should give the responsibility to prove the majority in the you can say formation of the government or formation of or you can say appointment of prime minister. कोई भी पार्टी को किसी भी पार्टी को in case कोई clear majority नहीं मिलती है, and even after coalition also there is no clear you can say situation, then prime minister can use his discretion. वो अपना विवेक यूज कर सकता है और ऐसे he can give the responsibility to a particular leader that who can muster the majority. वो कहीं से जोड़ तोड़ करके सरकार बना सकता है, तो ऐसे में उसकी पावर देखी जाती है. सो इन केस ऑफ yesterday also I told, in case of that any you can say unusual condition in the country, president can impose emergency on the again advice of prime minister. So of course this is not in our syllabus, but one thing again it is given about the presidential system and parliamentary system. So this is also important. We must know what is the presidential form of government and what is parliamentary form of government. So we should know that in India, parliamentary form of government, in which prime minister is the head of the government and he is having almost all the power, not president. But in the presidential form of system, we must know the president all over the world, they are not always nominal executive like president of India. Means in India, we know that president is having nominal power. So in some countries where the presidential form of government is there, they are not like that. Like USA, the president of USA, he is directly elected by the people, not even the system what we are following in our country. That is the president is elected by all the MPs and MLAs. No, in USA, president is directly elected by the people. He personally chooses and appoints all the ministers. In India, what happened? That president is appointing all the ministers on the advice of prime minister. But in USA, he can personally choose and even appoint all the ministers. Lawmaking, no doubt, that is still done by legislature. But again, president can veto any of the law. Means अपने यहाँ क्या था, प्रेसिडेंट के पास अगर बिल चला गया बाई लोकसभा और राज्यसभा, और वो प्रेसिडेंट को साइन करना ही पड़ता है. बट इन केस ऑफ यूएसए, इन केस ऑफ प्रेसिडेंशियल फॉर्म ऑफ गवर्नमेंट, ही इज नॉट बाउंड, ही कैन वीटो, वो उसको मना भी कर सकता है अगर उसको लगता है कि ये सही नहीं है. दिस इज द पावर ऑफ प्रेसिडेंट इन प्रेसिडेंशियल फॉर्म. मोर इम्पोर्टेंटली, द प्रेसिडेंट डज नॉट नीड to take the support of majority of members in the parliament. जो पार्लियामेंट होती है या फिर जो उनकी सरकार होती है, उसमें प्रेसिडेंट को कहीं पर मेजोरिटी का सपोर्ट नहीं चाहिए. ही हैज ए फिक्स टेन्योर ऑफ 4 years. और ऐसे में क्या होता है, हमारे यहाँ तो 5 साल का होता है टेन्योर, बट इन यूएसए द टेन्योर और उसकी जो टर्म है दैट इज 4 years. And even he completes even if the party does not have any majority. अगर उसकी पार्टी मेजोरिटी में नहीं भी है, then also he will complete the complete tenure that is of 4 years. So this model is followed in many of the country in Latin America. Latin American countries हैं जिसमें रोमन एम्पायर ज़्यादातर रूल करता था. That type of countries are known as Latin American countries. और इनमें ज़्यादातर and even सोवियत यूनियन में भी this type of presidential form of government is running. Okay, so this is all about presidential and parliamentary form of government. Now comes judiciary system. So again, if we recall that office memorandum system, then one role we have seen, that is the role of Supreme Court. The Supreme Court that intervene into in between, that was the case of Indira Sahni and others versus union government. So in that case, we can see that what is the role of judiciary in our country. So India is having an independent and powerful judiciary system. Then mostly in democracies, this judiciary system is having this independent and that powerfulness in that particular country. So in India also, we are having powerful and in that independent and integrated judiciary system. Then what do you understand by first judiciary? All type of courts in a country, that is known as judiciary. Let it be any, that is Supreme Court, High Court, District Court and local courts. All type of courts all together, these are known as judiciary system. So in our country, as I said, judiciary system is integrated, means this is working, that whole system is working in integration. That means under the supervision of Supreme Court. Supreme Court is supervising all type of courts. The Supreme Court is issuing the guidelines under which all the lower court they are working. So what are the different you can say functions of judiciary system? Judiciary system, we should know that any sort of dispute between anyone, that is being solved by judiciary system. So altogether we can say any sort of dispute between the citizens of the country, then between citizens and even government, there's a dispute between citizens and government also, and between two or more than two governments, especially state governments. आपस में जो स्टेट गवर्नमेंट्स हैं उनका डिस्प्यूट हो, then also judiciary is solving the system. Then again between governments and the state governments and union government, any dispute between state and union government also we can see that conflicts or disputes are being solved by judiciary system. So the Supreme Court is the highest court or apex court in the country, which is just listening the appeal of civil and criminal cases. Then it can hear the appeals against the decision of even High Court. So mostly directly we cannot move in the Supreme Court. That any case is referred by lower court, then only that Supreme Court is listening this type of appeals. So independent system. What is that independent system in our country? So we have seen that Chief Justice and all the judges of Supreme Court and even High Court, they are appointed by the President. But after appointment, they are not answerable to President and even any sort of government, and even to the Prime Minister also. So this is the power you can say that judiciary is having, and even this is the independent system. So the judiciary system, they are not doing their work under the influence of even President, then Prime Minister, or in any case any of the ministers also. So this is very important that judiciary system is quite independent. Then we can say that after appointment of even Chief Justice of, let it be Supreme Court or even High Court, they simply cannot be removed. They simply cannot be removed. In that case, in any case, if it is they can be removed, that is again procedure like we have seen in the procedure of removal of president, that is impeachment, जिसको हिंदी में बोलते हैं महाअभियोग, and that can be done by that majority passed, 2/3 majority passed by the members of both the houses, that is Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. लोक सभा और राज्य सभा के दोनों हाउसेज के मेंबर अगर 2/3 होके उसको पास करें, दैट इज अ impeachment motion, and in that case the Chief Justice can be removed, and that is not happened in the history of our country. हमारे कंट्री के हिस्ट्री में आज तक ऐसा कुछ नहीं हुआ है that any of the Chief Justice that is removed from his post or from his office. Then again judiciary in India is having one more powerful event in the you can say judiciary system. Supreme Court and High Courts. Supreme Courts and High Court, they can interpret the constitution of the country. They can interpret in the constitution of the country. They can declare invalid any of the law. What we can we have seen in the case of Indira Sahni and others versus the union government. In that case, you know that Supreme Court, they have ordered to the government that the names, those who are well to do from that list, that names should be removed, and that he ordered, that Supreme Court ordered to the government that you can make a fresh policy, then you can implement. So these type of system or these type of reviews are known as judicial review. That ordering to the government in case of any law is invalid. So this is also very you can say good power that judiciary system is having. So this is the term judicial review. Judicial review means if in any case किसी भी case में that any policy or any law is against the constitution, then Supreme Court at even state level and even at the national level, that Supreme Court can interpret in between that policy. So he can that Supreme Court can order to the government to make that law that is in favor of the constitution. Then that is one more again important power, that Supreme Court of India has that power that no one can change the basic principle of the constitution. Even parliament का सारा पूरा रोल होता है, वो नया कानून बनाते हैं, पुराना कानून चेंज कर सकते हैं, but even parliament cannot change the basic principle of that constitution, which are very important. Then in our country or even in other country also, Supreme Court is acting as a guardian of fundamental rights. जो हमारे fundamental rights हैं, उनका जो guardian है, that safeguard है, that is Supreme Court. So this is also you can say important power of the judiciary system. Then in recent year, that court have given so many judgments and directive to protect the public interest also. Public interest को safeguard करने के लिए, public interest को protect करने के लिए government ने बहुत से ऐसे directive and even judgment दिए हैं, that anyone in this case what directive they have given, anyone can approach the court if public interest is hurt by action of the government. किसी भी तरह से अगर गवर्नमेंट के एक्शन से पब्लिक इंटरेस्ट अगर हार्ट किया गया है, then anyone, whether he is concerned or not, whether he is affected or not, but anyone can approach to court. This system is known as public interest litigation, PIL. Very important question, like judicial review and public interest litigation, PIL. That means anyone can approach to the court if public interest is hurt by the actions of government. This is again very important system started by our country or our government. So in this case, this chapter is over, or that chapter came to an end. So now we will start another chapter, and what we will do, you will write some written or that different type of questions on the basis of this chapter. One home assignment already I have sent, then another home assignment I will send. By the time you can do your glossary terms given at the back of this chapter, and even another so many important terms also that you came across while reading, so that also you can write in your notebook as a homework. Okay, then I think enough for today. So bye bye for the day. God bless you. Thank you.